Nous allons procéder officiellement au lancement du roman de Rajiv Seeras Last of the Magnate, avec un sous-titre A Fable about Life. D'abord, je tiens à accueillir tout va quoi qui est là aujourd'hui, c'est vrai. Au nom de Julien Glan, qui est le directeur du NSI Park Hotel, au nom de la librairie Petrosmoke. Pour ceux qui ne connaissent pas, c'est une librairie où on vend pas exclusivement des auteurs mauriciens, mais aussi des auteurs étrangers qui parlent de l'île Maurice. Donc si vous avez un cadeau à faire, c'est ici qu'il faut venir faire. En plus, c'est pratique d'offrir un livre. Systématiquement, le NSI Park Hotel, le groupe Indigo, a voulu donner une coloration culturelle à ces établissements hôteliers, d'où ces nombreux lancements de livres. Et vous serez étonnés, moi j'avais pensé qu'on allait faire un lancement tous les 3 mois, tous les 6 mois. Mais depuis que nous avons commencé, il y a 2 ans maintenant, systématiquement ça a été un événement récurrent. Un exemple, aujourd'hui 2 lancements. Ce soir ici, avec Rajiv Seeras, à Port-Louis à l'atelier, avec Barlène Kamoutou, qui a écrit un très beau roman qui s'appelle Whitman. Et vendredi, par exemple, à la librairie Le Trèfle à Kirby, il y a Short Stories de Pipo Nera. Je veux dire, pour un si petit pays comme le nôtre, avoir 3 lancements dans une semaine, disons que cela donne foi dans l'avenir culturel de notre pays. Il est évident que je ne pouvais pas passer sous silence à quel point le ministère des Arts et de la Culture est le parent pauvre du budget. Parce qu'on n'a qu'à comparer les chiffres, et c'est vraiment dommage. Et le président qui se pique de culture, qui est un homme de culture, la preuve, sa présence régulière dans les lancements témoigne de son intérêt, et je crois qu'il sera un très bon interprète auprès des pouvoirs publics pour qu'on puisse donner plus de d'épaisseur au ministère des Arts et de la Culture. Cela dit, Dipika, je pense, je ne détruis pas ton nom, a fait une très belle analyse du livre en attendant l'arrivée du président. D'aucuns peuvent s'étonner, ceux qui ne connaissent pas Rajiv, comment, avec des diplômes aussi techniques, dans une profession aussi pointue qui est la sienne, on arrive à écrire un roman. Je crois, avant tout, c'est une question. Je ne vais pas décliner ces diplômes, tu as très bien fait avant moi. Je crois que c'est avant tout une question de sensibilité, une question de cœur. Comme il a suivi des cours en leadership, il connaît la patte humaine, il connaît la nature humaine, et je crois que c'est une très belle fable, sans raconter la fin de l'histoire, sans raconter l'histoire, comment ce richissime homme d'affaires, en travaillant pour devenir multimilliardaire, à la limite, a oublié de vivre, avec tout ce que cela suppose, comme la désagrégation de la cellule familiale, de la perte de toutes les valeurs que peut-être ses parents lui ont inculquées. Ce qui est intéressant dans le livre aussi, c'est une manière de vous encourager à le lire, cet homme d'affaires qui devient extrêmement riche, a commencé, est né dans une famille très modeste, à la limite au sein d'une grande pauvreté, et comment, par son obsession de l'argent et de gains matériels, il est arrivé au sommet, et comment souvent, quand on arrive au sommet, on est obligé de tomber, on ne peut pas aller plus haut. C'est pourquoi il ne faut jamais arriver trop vite, trop haut. Il faut toujours laisser de la place pour monter davantage. Et je vous recommande fortement, fortement, ce livre. Je l'ai lu vraiment en 2 traits. Je l'ai terminé très tôt ce matin. J'ai eu l'occasion de rencontrer Rajiv pour une petite interview, et puis pour une grande interview. Là, je fais un peu de la promotion pour Dimanche Culture. On aura son entretien dans Dimanche Culture sur Radio One à 11h dimanche. Sans plus tarder, on appelle l'auteur pour qu'il nous dise quelques mots.
I'd like to thank everyone for attending this function and sharing this unique moment with me today. Your presence means so much to me. It is a dream coming true for me today. It also marks my career as an author. I would like to say a few words about how the journey of Last Words of the Magnate started. Since some years, I was really concerned with the materialistic path that the world is taking. In 2018 only, I was shocked to hear that the 26th richest person in the world had more wealth than half of the humanity. Just imagine that 26 super rich people having more wealth than 3.8 billion people combined. Last Words of the Magnate started from there. It is the captivating story of a self-made billionaire who develops an obsession for wealth acquisition and money. Last Words of the Magnate is the story of how, as human beings, we can easily deviate from life's true mission if we fail to live and to understand the reason of our existence, to live a purposeful life. Last Words of the Magnate is also a book about personal self-development and leadership. There are also a number of life integral lessons to take from Last Words of the Magnate. It clearly conveys a profound message, and the message is that money and material gain are not the ultimate objectives of life. Last Words of the Magnate would not have been possible without the help and inspiration of some very important people in my life. First and foremost, I would like to thank Maya, my wife and life partner, who has been my daily inspiration during the whole journey of Last Words of the Magnate. I would like to thank my mother, who has been supporting me since my birth and who has been always a great support since the death of my late father. I dedicate this book to the future generation, and especially to my son Vihan and to my daughter Kishina. I thank also the ELP team. I would like to thank all my friends for helping me during the whole journey of this book. I would like to thank all the staff of Hennessy Park Hotel for their contribution to make this event successful today. Thank you, Finlay, for being a very great MC today. Thank you, Anuj, even if he's not here. Last but not the least, I would like to thank His Excellency, Mr. Vayapuri, for making it today. Despite of his very busy schedule, he had an event just before that, and he was able to attend that. I will end my speech with 4 inspiring lessons that we can take from Last Words of the Magnate. The first lesson is that we need to dream big. We need to have a dream. Dreams make us realize that humans' potential is limitless. The second inspiring lesson that we can take from Last Words of the Magnate is that whatever the mind can conceive and achieve, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, we can achieve. We can achieve whatever the mind has the power to conceptualize. Once we have that thought of doing something great, the third rule is the first step is always the hardest. And once you cross that first step, you need to keep moving forward. You will face rejection, you will face adversity, you will face failures in the path of your mission in life. We need to remember the words of Martin Luther King. If you can't fly, you need to run. If you can't run, You need to walk. If you can't walk, you need to crawl. But whatever you need to do, you need to keep moving forward. You need to keep moving towards your goal. And the fourth inspiring lesson that you can learn from last words of the magnate, which is the most important one and which summarizes the whole essence of the book, is that we should never forget the ephemerality of this world, and we should never forget that our transition in this world is temporary. Death is the inescapable exit to reality. And our end goal is not to amass great amount of money and material acquisition, but the goal is to leave this world better than we found it. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your attention.
Guests present, ladies and gentlemen, first, thank you for having waited for so long. I come from Flic-en-Flac to present a toast to the ambassador of the Russian Federation on the Russian Federation National Day today. But I made it a point to come because Seeras, Rajiv and Maya came to see me and wanted so much that I come. And it will be my pleasure in a while to launch this book. This book is in the line of motivational books for inspiring the reader to have a better life. I will read the first paragraph on the back page. It says, last words of the magnate is the captivating story of a self-made billionaire who becomes so obsessed with money, power, and wealth accumulation that he gets deviated from life's true mission. So it's about the mission of life. In his ultimate obsession to becoming the richest person on earth, he fails. He fails to live a purposeful life and misses all the great opportunities that life offers. What is the purpose of life? We all do ask ourselves this question. And one of the best answers I have found is that the purpose of life is a life of purpose. We have to have a purpose in life, to give meaning to our life. And the last words of the magnate in the book is, he keeps asking himself, what was it that could lead to a more fulfilling and complete life in the end? Because although he has become a billionaire, he's not happy. So he asks the questions on his deathbed. Was it dying as the wealthiest person in this material world, the pursuit of material wealth, or leaving this illusionary world as a poor person, but carrying the best karmatic actions? This reminds me of Rabindranath Tagore's "Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high." This would be a purposeful life, a life whereby we can hold our head high by living according to ideals, according to principles, and having been able to hold one's head high. So it also reminds me of the poem that I learned at school. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare, no time to see the beauty of nature, no time to do good deeds. And it concludes, it's a poor life this, if full of care, running after money, after wealth, after status, It's a pool like this, if full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. To stand and stare meaning to admire the beauty of the world. So, the magnate says in the book, all the money I have will not suffice to trade for a few extra minutes to delay death when my time will come. And I welcome this book very much because I myself, I have a keen interest in motivational speeches. I listen a lot to Stephen Covey. I read a lot about his books. Robin Sharma, Jim Rohn, John Maxwell, and these great authors, they meet and speak with millions of people to inspire young people to lead a quality life. Now, when we get out of our comfort zone, it is when we get out of our comfort zone to serve others that we feel a sense of fulfillment. And this reminds me of the signature tune of Mahatma Gandhi, Vaishnava Janato, which says, the true devotee of Krishna is he who feels the pain of others. So it's when you go out to help others, to do good deeds, that indeed you have a purposeful life, a meaningful life. And this is exactly the message of this book. So I would like to congratulate Rajiv for coming up with this book. He is himself a motivational speaker. He's a keynote speaker. And so the message in the book is Mahatma Gandhi's message. There is enough. It's a world of abundance. And there is enough to satisfy the need of everyone on this earth, but not to satisfy the greed of the few. This is the message of the book, and it's a great message. We can let ourselves be inspired by it. I congratulate Rajiv for coming up with this book, and it says, this book conveys life-changing lessons. Last Words of the Magnate has the potential to profoundly and positively impact on the lives of millions of individuals worldwide, and with the ultimate aim to make the world a better place to live. I think we all have this mission in life, and it is up to us to choose the path that will make our life meaningful and purposeful. Thank you very much.
A keynote speaker and an entrepreneur. He holds an engineering degree in electronics and communication, an MBA from Paris Sorbonne, and more recently an LLB from the University of Mauritius when we moved forward in the same year. He always diverged from the typical path, and introversion led him to change from an information technology director to a business and leadership coach. Following his reading of Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist and his own personal experience, the spiritual awakening he experienced helped him to start living up his next challenge of being a writer. Rajiv is also a motivational speaker by continuously testing and transforming his audience. To wit, his accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. He manages his own social communities and has a strong interaction with his followers. Rajiv crafted the protagonist of his novel directly from his soul. The protagonist has intentionally not been named so that the reader may or may not easily identify himself in him. Whether a genuine monetary system exists, concretely or otherwise, determines what humans think of as success. With money, success is the measure of one's material wealth. Without money, success is the measure of one's spiritual wealth. Why have we humans allowed such a transformation in values to happen? Is it because we are virtually unaware that it has happened and much less understood how? The magnet was admitted in one of the most prestigious and internationally renowned centers, waiting to undergo a heart surgery. Deep inside, he knew that his chance of survival was minimal, and at that moment he could not help but recall his life experience and what he was already made aware of at a young age, but did not put into practice. One of the key experiences was the conversation he had with his father regarding life and death, precisely before the latter's death. Son, would he recall in his father's words, "In this world, we temporarily transit. You need to remember that death is only a stage where the soul departs from the body and resides in another plane, different from this material world, that should neither be grief nor sorrow. We die as human beings, but remember, the soul is eternal. We need to return where we belong. This world is temporary, and you need to make the best out of it. You need to cherish the best memories and not make material wealth become your only goal in life. You will face battles, adversities, you will have enemies, and some of them will be more powerful than you. Some people might want to stop your progress, while some will try to break you permanently. Some battles will crop up unexpectedly at moments you might be living peacefully. However, those would not be the greatest battles of your life. The greatest battle will be when you need to fight against yourself." Indeed, the exchange of his father had with him was deep and insightful, but in his quest for material wealth, this was all forgotten. Born to a truck driver and a cancer patient, the start of the magnet's career was harsh.
C'est quoi l'histoire de Lost Word of Magnate?
Lost Words of the Magnate, c'est l'histoire poignante d'un self-made billionnaire qui devient si attaché avec le monde matériel qu'il oublie de vivre la vie et il rate toutes les opportunités que la vie lui donne. Lost Words of the Magnate, c'est aussi une fable spirituelle qui raconte les grands principes et la philosophie, comment on peut vivre la vie meilleure. Et c'est aussi un livre qui est dans le genre de self-leadership. C'est un livre qui est dans le genre qu'a arrivé à lire tout à l'heure.
Continuons.
Lost Words of the Magnate, c'est aussi une fable spirituelle qui parle de la philosophie de la vie, comment on peut vivre d'une façon plus complète. Lost Words of the Magnate, c'est dans le genre de livre qui se trouve dans le leadership, le self-development et aussi le self-mastery. J'ai débuté sur Lost Words of the Magnate depuis 2 ans et le livre est aujourd'hui sur le marché à ELP et dans différents bookshops.
Pourquoi 2 ans? C'est autant difficile que ça d'écrire un livre sur le leadership?
Ouais, dans Lost Words of the Magnate, j'ai besoin de beaucoup d'inspiration pour écrire ce livre parce que ce livre est sur la philosophie de la vie. Ce livre parle sur la vie d'un self-made billionnaire qui devient si attaché avec le monde matériel et dans les derniers moments de sa vie, il découvre qu'il a raté les plus grandes opportunités que la vie l'offre.
C'est un message, ça, parce que c'est la deuxième fois qu'on me dit que c'est un self-made qui a raté les choses de la vie. C'est un fait pour vous, ça?
Oui, au fait, Lost Words of the Magnate a un message très profond sur les objectifs réels de la vie, comme si on ne doit pas vivre la vie juste dans l'aspect matérialistique. on doit vivre la vie holistiquement, comme si on doit voir toutes les choses. Et Lost Words of the Magnate, c'est aussi une histoire qui va faire réfléchir beaucoup de gens sur les objectifs réels de la vie.